Hey, what's up, family? So we got a mature, serious one for you today. Very informative as usual. We did one similar like this before, and it's dealing with relationships. One we did many years ago was called "Knowing When You Have a Good Mate." That was a great one. Y'all check that out. You'll love it. But this one here, we're gonna title this one, like I said, a little bit more serious, and we're gonna title this one "Marriage and Divorce." Now, as we know, when you're married to someone, hopefully you marry the right person for all the right reasons. But we all are very familiar that always isn't the case, and sometimes things don't end well, and it's very unfortunate. Sometimes we deal with a breakup, a divorce in such a distasteful, ugly way, when the best way will always be to be in an amicable way. And as always, I love to give you a word of the day. Remember, like I always say, broaden your vocabulary, So if you look up the word amicable, what does it simply mean? It means friendly, enough, peaceful, civil, civilized, So it's okay if your marriage fails. I mean, we don't want a failed marriage. No one wants a failed marriage. But if you do have a failed marriage, it'd be best if you two handle it in a civilized, amicable way. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, a very friendly way, especially if you got kids, if you got property. But one thing I am strongly against is when people go to the court system. And now you let the court system decide your fate with your divorce, with your assets and everything, so on and so on.
Like something can get there's certain situations where it can be very reasonable, and that become, believe it or not, I've heard that relationships become more as a close
Sometimes
friends.
y'all best friends when you break
best
up.
friends after, yes. But then there are some relationships that they can't do that. They just can't stand
Some can't
each
be
other.
amicable.
Yeah, and that's why they decide they don't want to deal with them with each other. So instead, they go into the
system, the court system,
to deal with that situation.
Now let me speak on that, like she said, the court system, because I'm gonna speak on what she said, the court system, as I spoke on the court system. This is why I can't stand the court system, and why I would highly advise any and everyone out there, try, and I mean try hard. Try your best to handle your affairs with your divorce, if it goes to that, just between you and your wife. Try to talk to you and your wife and handle it amongst yourselves. And if you can't handle it amongst yourselves today, that doesn't mean it's over. Try to let time pass by, and let's try to have that talk next week. If that doesn't work, remember, like they say, time will heal wounds. Let time pass. It takes a month or longer, but trust me when I tell you, it'd be better y'all selling it opposed to you going to that court system. Because let me try to paint a picture for you of true understanding. You tell me this is not an ugly thing. You go to the court system. You go hire a lawyer, cha-ching, costing you money, costing you and your spouse money.
Yeah.
Only ones making out in this is actually the lawyer and the judge in the court system, but not you and your spouse. So you're gonna go pay a lawyer, cha-ching. You're gonna go file paperwork, and you gotta pay the court for your to be seen and all that. And you mean to tell me you're gonna let a judge decide your fate about what you get and what he get and who gets the kids and all this? You're gonna let a judge decide that, and you're gonna let a lawyer take a big portion of your money to decide that, when 9 times out of 10, that very judge that is deciding your fate, he's on his 3rd doggone divorce. He or she, that judge, yes, and that lawyer who's taking all y'all money, they on their 3rd divorce. And if you speak to their kids, you'll find out that judge and that lawyer's kids barely spent time with them growing up, because they love their job so much. That's why they're on their 2nd and 3rd divorce. But this is the person that you got to sit in front of and let that person decides your fate about how you and your husband, you and your wife, not able to handle your own affairs. Trust me, you'll come out better if you allow time to pass, and y'all come up with a solution that's beneficial for both of y'all. Like my wife said, when you let time pass, sometimes y'all might be the best of friends. Now, we do know there are times where they hate each other.
It's no way to.
There's no way to
there's no
reconcile.
Yes.
It's unreconcilable. Meaning, no, I hate him, I hate her. And why? There's many reasons why people go through divorce. Let me. I'm talking too much.
But
Go ahead.
they
You
go.
wanna say something?
No, it's okay, baby. They're going through emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easier said than done. We can
Yes.
sit here and say, you should do this, you should do that. Anybody can come and tell you what it is because nobody's going through your situation the way,
Yeah.
you're going. But the thing is that you have to sit back and say, okay, let me control my emotions. Let me
Let
say, because
time-
the emotion takes over, takes
Yes.
control of your life, your decisions.
Now,
and when you realize
I ain't
that
trying to
what
cut
you're
you off,
making,
but I like what you said. Emotions. When you're mad at one another, you try to hurt one another. You know what
Yes.
buttons to push. You piss each other off verbally with what stuff you say. You might even get physical because you want to really hurt that other person. But when you take time to be rational and calm down, you realize I didn't really mean them words. I was just trying to hurt you at the moment. But sometimes someone will be like, nah, it's unreconcilable. You said some stuff and did some stuff that really pissed me off.
But see, that's what I was gonna get ready to say that as well. I mean, and when we sit back and we think about, we make better decisions because sometimes when you go through the emotions and it's like you can't stand it, you don't even want to be alive because of the situations you're going through. Then you regret of the decisions that you make. It's
Very
no
good.
different than you going to a therapy. The therapy will give you some type of decisions, things for you to make, and you can do that yourself.
You do
instead
yourself.
of paying somebody or whatever.
I like
the
that.
system.
I'm gonna say it again because a lot of y'all now we understand some unfortunately some marriages cannot be reconciled. It be like no unreconciliation. No, we not. No, I hate him. I hate her. What this person did is unforgivable. Ooh.
Yeah.
We do understand there are some cases like that, but even in those cases, I would still say y'all should let time pass, and then y'all should maturely sit down and try to come to a better conclusion. Even watch this. Even if you have to stop sleeping on your teenage daughter and your teenage son, thinking that they're not intelligent enough to know what's going on between mommy and daddy. You'll be surprised. Isn't that your family? Your daughter and your sons, that's your kids, right? You'd be surprised if you sit down like a mature family, listen to your son and your daughter. And
Trust me,
you
they
and
get
mommy,
better decisions.
yeah,
They
you and
get
mommy be
better.
quiet and let them talk. They will be your lawyer and your judge because that's your actual
They
family.
give you best advice
They
at times.
thank
You'd be
you.
surprised.
They will give you way
Yes.
more better advice than that funky judge and that funky lawyer that's gonna take all your money. And guess what? At least this your family. This your family that live in the house with you. This your family that really knows what's going on, and they not passing judgment on you because it fits the system, and it fits the system to help that lawyer get that new boat, to help that judge pay for the club he goes to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you're really doing. That's who's really benefiting. So just think it through. And we understand there are a magnitude of reasons why people sometimes can't reconcile. It can't be an amicable. But I tell you, when it is an amicable breakup, unfortunately, those are the best ones. Like she said earlier, sometimes you find out you each other's best friend. But like I said, there's a multitude. We understand. There's a multitude of reasons why people break up. You caught him cheating. He caught you cheating. You didn't pay the bills when it was supposed to get paid. When I gave you the money, you went shopping, spent all the money. How about this one? We all familiar with this one. The man's mother might always have been disrespectful towards his wife. And the wife looks at it, not only is your mother disrespectful to me, you don't even stand up for me. Maybe your family has always been disrespectful, rude towards me. And me as a man, I'm looking at you like, yo, your brother, your uncle, your father, and whatever, they always being disrespectful. They leave me out of the loop with family events. They act like when I come around, it's a problem. And you don't even stand up for me. Those are very hurtful things. And this adds to all the other things that's piled on top. Why you guys are and thinking about getting a divorce in the first place. But like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. You'll be better off letting time go by to let the anger settle down, simmer down, and you wait a week, a month, and now y'all sit down like mature adults and talk and come to a better understanding. Let your kids be part of it, because aren't your kids, y'all all the family, right? You can't keep counting your kids out and say, oh, this is grown folks. No, you need to hear what your daughter got to say about when you and mommy had that argument. You need to hear what your son got to, you need to hear their point of view too, because it affects them. Who it don't affect is that doggone funky judge and that lawyer that's about to take all your money, all your assets, and they're gonna be the only one walking off with the bag. While y'all so bitter at each other, this lawyer didn't got. Let me give you a simple number. I'm gonna go with a simple number here, just so to make it real simplified for you. Let's say y'all got $100,000 in assets. $100,000. Now y'all going through y'all cannot reconcile. Y'all hate each other, right? Y'all didn't take time to be mature to reconcile y'all differences, and y'all only got $100,000 to be dispersed between the two. But you went and got a lawyer because you trying to sue for everything. She went and got a lawyer. She trying to sue for everything. That lawyer cost you $25,000. That lawyer cost me $25,000. Because they're going to drag. What lawyers do, let me tell you what lawyers do. They don't just go in there with a case when they see money on the line, big money on top of that. They never go in there and get the case brought to the judge and it's over with that day. No, they drag it out, drag it out, drag it out, and drag it out. You know why they drag it out? Because they see how much money y'all got. The more they drag it out, the more money they get. We got another court appearance. 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 They're gonna drag it out until they drag most of y'all money out. So like I said, you got 100, let's go with a simple number, 100,000. You paid 25,000 because you want to get me for all that I got. Wait, did I mess up? Oh, you want to pay 25,000 because you want to get me for all that I got. I want to pay 25,000 because I want to get you for all you got. Now you paid 25, I paid 25. We only got $100,000, right? So that's 50,000 we threw away to the daggone lawyers. Now we in the court system. We got to pay the court fees and all that stuff. And then when they drag it out over and over, before you know it, at the end of when everything's all said and done, you'll probably be walking away with 5,000. I'm walking away with 5,000. Guess who won? The lawyer and the judge. Yeah. So that's why I say sit there, let time pass, and y'all talk maturely. But more importantly, if you want a lawyer and a judge, a third party who really has a real say so, that would be your kids. Let them talk and stop talking over them. Stop thinking that they're not mature enough to understand what's going on, because it affects them. I can't stand them judges and lawyers getting all your money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. The thing is that I hear stories about relationships when they go through divorce. It takes years. It takes a couple of years.
You see what I'm saying? Because the lawyer realized I can keep getting money. I can keep getting money.
Exactly. It's a whole game.
It's a game.
The thing is that's why I always say, think through. Sit back and say to yourself, now I could do this better. Because the thing is that even though you give the money to this lawyer or to the system, you still need to deal with your life as far as like you have to responsibilities
with the kids.
To deal with the kids.
You still gonna have to deal with your wife, your husband. So y'all couldn't do that in yourself. Just let a week, a month, or months go by, and then you deal with. Because like I said, look how foolish you look in the end. That you let this lawyer and this. I know I said it already, so I'm being redundant here because I want it to really stick. Look how foolish this make you when you really rationalize what you have done. I spent so much time hating him. And I spent so much time hating her. And we both spent so much money given to this lawyer. When this lawyer on his third damn divorce, how the hell he gonna help us? And then we set time to sit in front of a judge that's gonna tell us what's best for us. When we find out this judge on his third damn divorce, and that's who we listening to? This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is amazing how it's just, things turn out the way it is. Sometimes things can turn ugly, but it goes through also emotional. And let me just say, we're not expertise on relationships. We don't have a license.
We just give you a real conversation to real people out there.
Yes, and when we sit back and we watch all these stories and all these, and it's just common sense to say, why don't we just sit back and be mature?
We can handle this.
Yes, let's just have the emotions on the side and let's work things out as adults. And things will turn out to be better. We don't have to be together. We don't have to really.
But we could have an amicable breakup.
Yes.
And then when we have that amicable breakup, it's more healthier for you and me. I'm actually still happy to be in your presence, and so is you. And we very helpful to our kids. But one thing we didn't do is let a lawyer and a judge decide our fate. See, this touches back on two old videos we did. And check them out. One video is called, real simple, the 3-letter word, I love you. The other video is the other 3 words, just the opposite, I hate you. Now think about it. For you to hate somebody so much, you know what that really means? That it was only at one time you loved that person.
Yeah.
Because only somebody that you love so much can make you hate them. So check both of those videos out. Because when you spend so much time hating somebody, you're going to make a lot of bad decisions. And all you doing when it comes to divorce is you're making that lawyer rich, you're making that judge rich. And as I said again, there's a high probability that lawyer and that judge is on their second, third, and fourth doggone divorce. But they sitting there telling you what's better for you in your marriage. A person that's horrible with it, horrible with theirs, but you letting them decide yours.
You know, it's funny that you keep saying that about the judges, that they have probably a couple of relationships. I was actually watching a
Dr.
young
Phil
judge.
been divorced about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, but he the relationship guru. Get the heck out of
but
here.
it's just-
Some people would say, well, that's why he's so good, because he made so many mistakes. No, that's foolishness if you believe that nonsense. But I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
This a sister. She's a judge. We're not naming no names, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that I liked her show. I said this young black judge, and I was very curious about her, how she became to be a judge and all that. And it actually touches up on her personal life. It actually touches on that she's married to this celebrity.
Oh,
with a
I know
bunch
you're
of
talking
kids.
about. I know you're talking about.
And she's a divorce judge.
She
And
did divorce judge first. Now she do a regular
now she
judge
does
show.
a regular. But
You're
I'm
right.
saying to myself, she does the judge as a divorce.
And the same
And
judge
she
is
did
married to
have-
a guy who's been married umpteenth times. He's a singer. If y'all know who I'm talking about. Like you say, ain't gonna name no names. This is a popular guy, singer, Moore, whatever. He's a singer, Moore. That's all I'm gonna say. But this guy he always been in adultery with other women, with other men's wives, and then he gets married to them. They go through a bit of divorce, and guess what? This judge she talking about, she married this guy. She young, he's much older. She married him off of popularity, but this guy been married and divorced umpteen times. And this is the same lady that was doing divorce court.
Yes, and she's out just giving advice and stuff like that. That's why we gotta go back to finding ourselves, sitting back and working things out. Even if we can't stand each other, I know it's easier said than done, but at the same time, it's like you have to say to yourself, we can deal this in a different manner, and like that, I don't have to become so broke.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the worst thing, that you have built your money, your family,
Just to give it
and
away
just
to a
give
lawyer.
it to somebody.
Give it
that-
away to a judge.
Yeah.
That they don't know better than you. So why are you giving them all your money? You could sort this out. Like I said,
Just be smart, though.
in closing, what I would tell any and everyone out there, try your best. We know relationships don't always work out the way we want them to. So whenever it does happen in an adverse way, try your best. And when your best ain't good enough, try even harder. But
Yes.
you make going to that lawyer and that judge, that's your last resort, if none ever at all. You make time and time again, if time have to pass, but you need to sit down and your wife, your husband, with your kids even. That could be another day. But they are part of the problem, right? They part of the solution. That's what I meant to say. Your kids is part of the solution. You
Yes.
should put your fate in your kids' hands before you put them in the judge and the lawyer hands. Who they done been through so much crap. And their personal lives is messed up. But they're benefiting off of you because you're just angry. Take time to relax and let the heat simmer down. You'll think more rational. And you'll be thankful for the advice that we're giving you.
Exactly. That's really good, bro.
Got something in closing?
No, just like I said, the best thing is,
You sweating like crazy.
I know, the best thing, you just control your emotions
Mm-hmm.
and think things through, because sometimes we do decisions out of anger.
We've been there,
That's
right?
advice.
We all been there with anger. I like that.
Yeah.
'Cause when you anger, you try to spitefully hurt one another. But then it be the next day, a week later, whatever, you be like, man, I didn't mean that. I just was mad.
Yeah.
See? So see how time heals wounds? Next time, before you so quick to go get that divorce and pay that lawyer all that money, just let time go by and talk to your wife later, talk to your husband later, and y'all come to a better conclusion, opposed to with maturity now and not angry at one another, opposed to when you're angry, you're going to say and do things different. But when you calm down, you're more mature. You come to a better conclusion. And even if it heat up again that day, that's when you need to tell yourself, look, I said I'm not gonna let this happen. We wanna talk maturely and end it with a positive result instead of negative. I don't wanna hurt you no more. And I hope you don't wanna hurt me no more. So you gotta make the other one understand where both of you should be coming to a positive conclusion.
Yeah, like I said before, it's easier said than done. Anybody
It's
can
hard
tell
work.
you to do
Thank
this, do that. Oh my God,
She's
you
right.
know, this and that. And some other people can be in your ear and give you the worst advice ever.
I like that.
But at the same time, yeah, at
It's
the
not
same
easy.
time, you just gotta say to yourself, no, I'm not dumb. I'm not really stupid. I know exactly what I have to do in the right thing, and it takes all that simple. That you
See,
just
now,
gotta take.
that would be in closing. I love that statement. I got to piggyback because she's absolutely right. I never said it was going to be easy. Remember the old saying, if it was easy, everybody do it.
Everybody
It's
do
not.
it.
When you got a real unreconcilable departure, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard work. But the work is worth putting in to end it with a positive result opposed to you not putting the hard work in and y'all end on a negative result, which is going to wind up being worse than what it was. Understand, folks? Hope you learned something on this one. 'Cause we definitely understand how it is when you go through that bitter divorce. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but don't make it worse. Subscribe, share, like, and comment.